Hello Libra, how are you? Welcome to your July 2016 Love and General Tarot card readings. About ready to go ahead and get started here. Been shuffling, but let me go ahead and, do a couple more. So Libra, this is your love reading for July 2016. Ugh, shuffle. I think the cards don't want to be shuffled. Let's try one more. There we go. Okay, Libra. Here we go. Libra love energies. Okay. Moon in reverse. Okay. Okay, let's start with that moon in reverse. I love the moon. The moon is, to me, is it's like a very peaceful, but also unrestful at the same time. A little bit of an oxymoron with itself. What's really drawing my attention, though, is all the blues in almost all the cards, right? I'll get to those near the end, but I mean, there's so much blue, and blue is a signifier of truth and of the subconscious and the unknown. And that's, the moon, the unknown, the mysterious places within ourselves. I think you have had something in your life, relationship-wise. I'm feeling like, I don't want to be like negative, but we have the Ace of Cups reverse and the 10 of Cups reverse, the 1 and the 10 and the King of Cups reverse. I feel like there has been some disappointment in your love life. Like you had set an idea or set an expectation that was not met. And that there was someone in your life, King of Cups, okay, the holder of your heart, that disappointed and didn't live up to what you were hoping or what you thought it could be. 10 of Cups, this card to me is the pie in the sky. Okay, it's that idea that you had such, like a starry-eyed gaze and rose-colored glasses, and all of a sudden you are now left reeling from the realization that maybe this really wasn't what you thought it was. This person isn't who you thought they were. They didn't fight for you. They didn't live up to your expectations. They didn't want you. They weren't thinking about you. If you are in a relationship, your partner it's not up to par. There's something that's falling short. I think this person, was met with a lot of optimism. There was a lot of excitement and a lot of happiness and joy. And, I think there was, like I said, optimism about the situation. And there was a lot of hope. And you felt excited, and you felt like there was a new adventure in front of you, and that there was a new passion, and maybe this person really just got to you, right? They just affected you. Your partner, if you're married long term, maybe this person just let you down in some way. And maybe there was a plan in place for you to do something, for you to go somewhere, for you to travel or to do something. And they just kind of rained on your parade a little bit. And I think that sent you reeling. Queen of Swords in reverse, maybe even put you a little bit on the defensive, put your guards up. Now I think, I feel like you are now you're afraid to commit, or now you're afraid to put yourself out there. Now you're afraid to express yourself. I mean, the Queen of Swords is a master of communication. She's a master of expression. She's very good at articulating the way she feels and what she thinks, and conveying in a non-threatening way, right side, in a non-threatening way, so that the other person can understand. But when you are hurt, when you are disappointed, sometimes there's even a lack of wanting to express yourself. There's a lack of a desire to put yourself out there. There's a closure. There's a pulling back. And I think you have now, if you have let go of some illusion, or something comes to light as being too far out of reach, or too high of an expectation, you, I think, are feeling quite lost. Now you're in a place where you don't know what you're thinking, you don't know what you're feeling. How can you be expected to express yourself when you don't know what to express, when you don't know what to say, when you don't know what you're, are you safe to say what you feel? Sometimes becoming vulnerable and saying what you feel, only to have the words exit your mouth and not be taken the way that you hope that they are taken, and therefore you put the blocks up yourself. Okay, you self-filter, and maybe you don't express all the truth. Maybe you don't say everything you need to say, because you know already that there will be some disappointment in regards to your partner, in regards to yourself, that your words will not be matched, your feelings will not be matched, the way you express yourself, it won't be matched, leaving you in a state of holding back, a state of not committing, a state of unwilling to express, unwilling to share. Okay, a lot of fear. Okay, this is a mysterious place, and the question is, I feel like the word that's screaming out at me right now is safety. Are you feeling safe to express yourself? Are you feeling safe to tell someone how you feel, to tell your partner how you feel about how they disappointed you? Not always, it's not always the best idea to tell your partner, your husband, your wife, that they disappointed you in some way, especially if you don't think that they're gonna do anything about it, if they're not gonna try to rectify it. I feel like your energy is very focused towards them, and yet they are not focused back on you. And your focus is on this pie in the sky, and the water is running parallel with your swords. But he, again, is in his own little world. He is focusing elsewhere, focusing maybe on his own adventure, focusing maybe on his own path, and sort of maybe even leaving you feeling left in the dust, and even a little bit embarrassed, even a little bit ashamed of having these feelings, of thinking these thoughts. And sometimes those feelings can be, they just are what they are. The good news is, okay, it's kind of like a lot of bad news, but I feel like the good news is this is all leading somewhere, okay? To me, I feel like there's some transition within yourself. Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, like a mirror or a self, The good news is that these two concepts very well complement one another. The thoughts and the ideas and the intellect being mirrored by practicality and methodology. Not by emotion, not by passion, not by fire and water, but by earth. Okay, you are feeling more grounded. I think your practicality is, again, like I said, you have that filter. So while you may want to express yourself in certain ways, I think you realize what it is that needs to be said, and you will say what needs to be said while withholding in a good way, okay? I think you're not going to be entirely forthright. You're going to say only what needs to be said in order to be effective. And that, will save you a little bit of vulnerability and feeling, embarrassed in some way, or feeling like you've just been hung out to dry emotionally, right? And I love that about the end. The last two cards of this reading are the, the earth-like practicalities, the pentacle ways of going about doing things, very dutiful and very focused, and much with purpose, not doing just for the sake of doing, but doing something with a motive behind it, okay, and with good reason to do it. Again, expressing yourself, saying things only that need to be said towards your partner about something that happened, about some disappointment, about something that let you down. And I think there's going to be some level of reward in there for you. I think you will be welcomed in a way that you don't expect. Your articulation, okay, the way you say things, and I think you're going to be very, very careful. You're going to be very aware of what it is that needs to be said. It will be heard, it will be accepted, and it will be embraced. I don't think it will just be forgotten. I don't think this person would ever intentionally want to embarrass you, ever intentionally want to hurt you, or I think they are very willing to talk and to work things out. I don't think they will be entirely or incredibly judgmental towards you. But again, you are trying to save face. You are trying to protect yourself from extreme vulnerability. And I think in this case, it's going to work in your favor. Okay? You don't have to thought vomit and just let everything out, okay? The filter is good and it will be well received, okay? And let's pull out more. I'm very curious to know more. Okay, very interesting reading for you, Libra. This can apply to singles and couples. I mean, this can be your partner if you are single and there's someone maybe that you've had your eye on and you're not sure exactly how they feel about you, or maybe they did hurt you in some way, without totally, like I said, hanging yourself out to dry or going out on a limb just to realize that you're there all by yourself. I think you're going to have a very good self-judgment of what needs to be done without entirely, putting yourself in a strange place. Oh, interesting. Okay. Nine of Wands, King of Wands. Okay. I mean, this is heavily weighted toward the fire signs. I don't think this is your energy. I think this is the energy of your partner, the energy of, and it's almost like the same, right? Like they're both a knight and a king. How can you be both? How can you be so childish and so immature, but yet be such a king at the same time? All in reverse. They themselves, I think, are feeling quite strange. I think they are feeling a little bit, they themselves have quite a mirror, right? Water and passion, water and fire, emotions and passion. air and earth, intellect and practicality. And look at how you balance one another, every suit here. So what I feel like is this connection is a very well-rounded connection. I think you have compatibility on many different levels, although it might be a challenge to get there. If this is someone new that you're dating, someone that you're just kind of interested in, if you're totally single, you know, I'm not sure if there's going to be someone new entering your life at this point in time. If someone new does come in, I don't necessarily know if it will quite work out. I think there might be hopes of something, right? A little bit of unrealistic expectations, but I think it would just fizzle out. I think this compatibility, okay, I mean, we're sitting at all 4 quadrants here. And we have all the elements at play. It is essentially the entire ecosystem, our entire world working together. And I think this could be an extremely powerful force, like a really true power couple, if it is something that you are willing to work for, if it's something that they are willing to work for. I think they are having a little bit of a personality mismatch as well, just like you are. And I think there's going to be a filter on their end as well. I think this person might be a little bit more self-interested in maintaining independence, okay? And maybe even hanging on to a past way of life, okay? The Knight of Wands, we all love these people, okay? Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, they're super fun. They love to go out. They love to have a good time. But when things get serious, they aren't necessarily always the best at sticking around. They're incredibly loyal as partners, incredibly loyal as friends, but they're always on to the next thing, always on to the next adventure, the next person, the next group of people, the next place, the next company. Like they're always moving, going. And I think they are having an internal conflict with the way that they used to live life, and maybe even the way that they are expected to live life, or what it is they are transitioning into. And they might hold your heart, they might not know it, depending on how much you've communicated to them. If it's your husband or wife, obviously they know, but they might not quite be so aware, okay? I mean, even these are both like totally moving away from you. I think the awareness isn't there. I don't necessarily think that they are totally not interested in you, or they're totally just going to ignore or bother you. And again, I think it will be well received, at least in an open form. It might not be the result that you want, but it will be well received, and an open flow of conversation could be had. And you then will be able to express yourself in the proper way. Like I said, you might not get what you want out of this person. They are going through their own thing, their own transition. These are very action-oriented people, but I think there is a level of sensitivity here that they, that you don't necessarily take it for granted, or don't necessarily not acknowledge it. I think it is important. But again, it is interesting to me how your energy is very focused on them, and yet they are looking away from you. Again, that's where that filter will come into play. That filter and that practicality of only saying what really needs to be said. What do you really feel that they need to know? Not necessarily what you want them to know. Just be aware that the outcome or their response and their reaction might not quite be exactly what you want, okay? And that they do have their own idea of the next step. They have their own idea of where they're going, and it may or may not include you entirely. It obviously depends on if you're single, depends on if you're in a relationship. They have sort of their own agenda at this point. Okay. Interesting reading, okay? Let's see where it goes. Let's see what your general reading says, okay? Wow, okay, 3 women. Well, I'm going to be totally honest with you. It seems to me like there's some sort of a self-reflection theme going on here with you and, you know, just your entire month. Self-reflection and opposites and internal battles, things that you are dealing with inside of you. I'm not necessarily seeing this being so much about so much of a situation, but I'll try to tie it in some way if I can. The dark cards, I always like to start with the blacks, because they're just so prominent and they're just so heavy. Something has been plaguing you, okay? I call these like toxic energies. I call these our demons, the things that affect us, the things, again, that keep you up at night. Sometimes things that even physically affect you, things that have been, you know, causing your stomach anxiety and causing your heart to beat faster and causing you to sweat when you think about these issues, whether it's a client issue or someone in your family. I do have the Queen of Wands here, and I feel like this could actually be an external person. I feel like this is you, and this is someone else. Whenever you have the Queen of Wands reversed, this is a force to be reckoned with, okay? She is strong, she is forceful, she is somewhat manipulative, vindictive, and spiteful. There could be someone in your life seeking out in some way to maybe sabotage you or affect you in some way, and to not allow you to continue along your path in some way. Okay, she is, I don't know if this is the proper use of the word, but she is an intervenist. She intervenes with what you're trying to do. She affects your agenda. Could be a mother, could be a sister, someone older than you, someone that you work with, your boss. It doesn't have to be a female. I'm saying she because it's a queen, but some woman or man in your life that has a more vindictive nature, and someone I think that has been causing you some issue, okay? It's been dragging you in. I'm sure you're gonna know what this is. This doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It can be indicative of a work environment or, you know, something that you do spending your time that is just, like I said, it's affecting you. It's affecting different areas of your life. Now, here you are. Some choice needs to be made. Okay, you're feeling the weight of decisions on your chest. Okay, and I'm really feeling inspired to talk about like your chest and stomach area. Like there's tightening there, not in terms of like necessarily health wise, but you know, when you get nervous about something and your chest sort of tightens up, or you feel that lump in your throat, that lump, that knot in your stomach, okay? Very heavy these swords are, and when you wear them on your shoulders, you wear them on your chest, it brings you down, it affects you physically, and even here you are carrying this weight. There is something that needs to be let go. I don't know if you are ready to let this go yet, but I think it's on its way. There is definitely some form of battle, head versus heart. Okay, before it was very complementary, now very opposite, and it's like you are facing off against yourself. What is it that you want? What is it you want to do? What is it you need to do? What do you feel like you want to do? And I think there's like mass confusion going on. Mass confusion about maybe a lot of things about your job. Are you happy doing what you're doing? Or is it just practical? Does it make sense financially? Does it make sense for you to continue doing what you're doing? You know, again, there's this presence of someone here that might be influencing you in some way, and maybe whispering even in your ear in a very, you know, it's like the devil and the angel on your shoulder. And, you know, there's someone trying to tempt you to do something. This could even be an idea, right? Like the idea of quitting your job and moving to the Caribbean and just working in a surf shop on the beach. Right? That's kind of even the idea, that allure, that temptation, because she is directly connected with the devil, of challenging your life as it stands in some way. Challenging your relationships, challenging your work environment, challenging even your finances. I'm not getting any cards of finance here, but, you know, emptying out your retirement to go buy that condo in Costa Rica so you can just chill out on the beach, you know, or those types of thoughts. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of mental activity, a lot of spinning in your mind, very deeply engrossed in your thoughts. And even Seven of Wands, there is some like warning here to not self-sabotage, okay? Don't give in to the swords. Don't give in to the weight of those questions, of those doubts, of those fears, because you could be putting a kibosh on something that's really going very well. You might just not see it. You just might not see that it's going well. Again, the Ace of Wands, I think there's like maybe some opportunity not taken. Some chance to do something. And again, I feel like even this is something that you love, something that you want, okay? Because it's connected directly with this Queen of Cups. And this is directly connected with both. So it's like that pull. What do you want? What do you feel? And I think for some reason, I feel like your head is winning, which might be a good thing, because sometimes your head is more right than your heart. You know, they always say to follow your heart, follow your gut, follow your instinct, and that's great. But sometimes our head knows things. You know, how many times have you gone, you know, I'm going to use a romantic example, but please apply this in any way, career or otherwise. Let's say you've started dating someone and your head says they're all wrong for you. Totally wrong. They don't have a checking account. They have no job, but there's a physical connection. I'm just going to follow my heart. And you follow your heart and it's a total disaster. And you think, I should have listened to myself. You know, it's sort of that type of thinking. You know, your head knows things. Don't disregard what it is that your mind is saying. Because is it right? Is your mind telling you the right thing? Is your mind being honest with you about this person? Is this person really affecting you? Are they really, maybe it's someone that you love, someone that you're close to, someone that you feel connected or obligated to. They might be using you because of that, using your fairness, using your justice, or you are Libra, you are the judge, right? The Lady Liberty or whatever, the scales. You have that energy about you, and you don't want people to take advantage of you because you want things to be fair. They might guilt you into something. Use your head. Don't allow yourself to be manipulated because you just feel obligated or because it's fair. Okay, stand up for yourself, and if something is making you sick, if something is making you feel ill, keeping you up at night, it's for a reason, and something needs to be done. There needs to be some action taken. Now, I feel like there won't be action taken. I'm going to draw more cards here in just a second, but I think there's a hesitancy because the challenge is so great. Like, you're fighting against something so much bigger than yourself, bigger than whatever it is that there are just so many reasons maybe not to take action. Okay, so let me see what else the cards have to say. Well, King of Wands as well. King of Wands showed up in the last reading. King of Wands. He's throwing me a little bit. I don't really know why. I mean, let me talk my way through it, because the Fool and the Death, both in reverse, speak perfectly with the Ace of Wands reverse. That lack of taking a plunge, that lack of action, that hesitancy to allow something to come to a close. So again, that temptation of moving to Costa Rica, cashing out your retirement, whatever, quitting your job, moving on to something new, cutting someone out of your life that needs to be removed, extracting toxicity in your life, as difficult as it may feel and as obligated as you may feel to people, there's still that lack of taking a leap of faith. What is it that's holding you back? What is it that is preventing you from extracting this person or this situation out of your life? If there is temptation in your life, something that just keeps drawing you back in, what is it? The promise, the Death card is still a promise of closure, but in reverse, I think it's just going to take longer than you think. If you have a bad work situation, quitting your job and up and moving is very, very challenging, especially if you don't have other prospects. This could be a warning or a signifier for you to take practical steps. Okay, maybe it's not the best idea to just throw your arms up at this person and say, screw you, I'm totally out, I'm not doing this anymore. And being more methodical and just taking the next logical step, right? Are you really looking for another job? Are you looking to change your living circumstance? Are you looking to get out of a relationship? Are you looking to move to a new city? Start small, get your resume together, start searching online for new apartments, start finding, if it's a more serious situation, like some drug addiction or like something more physically addicting, what is your first step? You know, talking about it, admitting it, allowing yourself to see it, and you know, taking the next steps from there. No one expects you to eat the elephant all at once. You know that saying, you know, you eat an elephant one bite at a time. No one expects you to climb Mount Everest in a day. One step at a time, one day at a time, one thing at a time, and the closure will come. The closure will come. I feel like this is that same King of Wands from that last reading. So a partner, really a more romantic interest there. I don't know why I'm getting that. Maybe it's the connection with the Hierophant, but I was really seeing this more as like a work thing here. Maybe your partner is the toxicity, or maybe your partner is the grounding that you need, the support that you need. And it could tie in very well with that last reading. I'm going to try to keep it separate though. But really someone that is around you that you can lean on, like I said, a very loyal person, this time upright. This time more powerful, this time more sturdy, and who can be used to your benefit, okay? Not using in a bad way, but using that relationship. Doesn't have to be romantic, okay? This can be someone else. It could be a father or a mentor, again, a business owner, a boss, something like that. That can be used to help direct you in the right direction. This person is a very good mentor. The Hierophant, also a good mentor, and I see them actually being tied together with the red robes, and could signify someone in your life that you respect, that you look up to, that you would take their advice when being, you know, forced to make a choice, forced to make a decision, when something is affecting you and something is stirring your stomach and making you feel sick and you don't know what to do, and you're fighting with yourself. This person might be able to help direct you or to help steer you in a new direction, right? That's saying, I think I even said this last month, I don't remember which sign it was, but you know, if you don't like the way the table is set, you just turn over the table. This is someone that can challenge your ideas and sometimes present a third or fourth option that maybe never occurred to you. Okay, so interesting reading. Some actually like really positive, and you know, it's a very dynamic month for you. You have some negativity, but negativity that you're working through, that you're taking out, you're removing from your life, which is a very positive thing. Just don't expect anything to happen overnight. It takes time for these things, especially death in reverse. It is very much a process. No one is expecting you to, like I say, climb Mount Everest in a day, build Rome in a day, however you want to say it. No one is expecting that of you, so there's no need for you to expect that from yourself. So, okay, I think that's it. I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next month. Thanks.